What's good, folks? It's your boy, if you're a fan, OSGOE. That would be me, one Sir Grovey D. Just checking in, man. Midday out here, East Coast, New York. And traffic out here starts at about 2 p.m. Midday traffic, rush hour, and then it extends like to 9 and beyond. Just an endless sea of motherfucking goddamn traffic. So what's popping, y'all? What are y'all doing this weekend, man? What's lit around town? In the town where you be at and where you be down. You know what I mean? And if y'all don't know, when I say down, I mean up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's kind of like Stranger Things. The upside down. You know? Montauk Project. But if you ain't seen Stranger Things, I probably shouldn't say too much. No spoilers here for that. But yeah, man, I was this is C4CW, casting 495 celebrities worldwide. You know how we do. If you're true fans, if you ain't true fans, well, we can't make you fans. You either gonna be a fan or you ain't. So that being stated, the what's new in Hollywood, man? What's new in Hollywood? What's coming out, man? I still ain't seen the Spider-Man. What was it, Homecoming? And I ain't seen Into the Spider-Verse. But I've heard really good things about both of them. I need to check out them's. Who was it? Was it Martin Scorsese? Who was the one who made the comment about Marvel ain't real cinema? Who was that? I ain't peeping the web right now, man. I'm just steady cooling, man. And thinking about, oh, you know what I saw? Black Panther fans, those of you who are. I'm not talking about the black empowerment movement from the 1960s. I'm talking about the movie Black Panther. Have you guys seen the new suit for the sequel that's forthcoming? Yo, I saw that suit and was like, what? That is mega fresh. For real. Look, if you go to Pinterest, right? Those of y'all who are hip to Pinterest, I love Pinterest. I know CIA uses Pinterest. CIA has to use Pinterest. NSA and National Geospatial Intelligence Agency. A lot of people don't know that National Geospatial Intelligence Agency is even an agency or that it exists. They're like, the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency. I've never heard of that before. Well, you should familiarize yourself with it. Everything imagery. Anything that has to do with images, imagery, satellite, and so forth. Mega rad, mega fresh agency. Beyond state of the art. A lot of agencies that exist that people don't know about. But I know they use Pinterest. They have to. Because Pinterest is so thorough. It's so comprehensive. It's so broad in scope, so wide-reaching. If you want to peep imagery in a way that you don't see on Google Images, man, you can organize and categorize, classify different images that are found, and you can create like storybooks with your own images and other people's images. Pinterest is one of the raddest fucking websites in the known universe. The thing about Pinterest is, like, if you're an art lover or an art fan, if you like comics, if you like anything, man, pick any interest of yours. That's why it's Pinterest. Hobby, crafts, sports, music, science, religion, you name it. Computers, technology, fashion, clothing, You go to Pinterest, man, and you type what it is that you're looking for, that you want to see, and you can see all these different Pinterest accounts of all these other people. You can see third-party Pinterest accounts and how people have collected different images. So you can see collections of items. Collections of images is what I meant to say, for better verbiage there. And it's amazing, man, because when you think you've seen the full range of what's in any particular, if you're like, for example, let me give it, like baseball cards came to mind, right? Let's say you're a baseball card collector, right? If you go to Pinterest and you're like, and again, you're a baseball card collector. Maybe you own a baseball card shop. When you go to Pinterest and type baseball cards, you might and most likely will see arrangements of baseball cards and baseball regalia, paraphernalia, relics, artifacts that you've never seen before. It's just fucking mind-blowing. It's amazing, man. It's like endless data and different combinations and arrangements of images in ways and different perspectives that you've never seen before. So it puts it takes your perspective and it expands it. And you're like, damn, I'm now familiar. So the reason I bring that up is because there's a collection of exo suits, like suits that soldiers wear and that humans can wear for just ordinary living. So like body suits, right? When we go to Mars, when we go to different planets, exoplanets, different suits for space environment, right? Like space suits, but then like Earth suits as well for like military, battlefield, but not just military and battlefield, for industry as well. Like if you work in a particular industry, you can see these suits, these body suits, man, and how they're equipped with different types of, we were going, there's a whole field that perhaps some of you are unfamiliar with. It's called microelectronic, mechanical systems. Is it microelectronic mechanical systems, MEMS? Embedded systems? Don't take my word for it. That doesn't sound right. I'd started to get into the field, and then it was kind of overshadowed by, I'm looking it up right now on Sycamore. That is Goog. That is Google. Let me just Google it. Microelectronic mechanical systems. Okay. Am I saying that right? I was saying microelectronic, right? Was I saying microelectronic? Nonetheless, it's microelectromechanical systems. So these are, Wikipedia says, microelectromechanical systems is the technology of microscopic devices, particularly those with moving parts. Okay, see, that's the fundamental difference, with moving parts. It merges at the nanoscale into microelectromechanical systems and nanotechnology. Exactly. So before I began a study, that is research into the field of nano materials and nanotechnologies, molecular electronics, moltronics, I became very fascinated by the concept of moltronics, molecular electronics, moltronics. I was like, man, you know what? I've heard that somewhere before, like in another universe. Like, it was just like, wait a second, moltronics. So I like looked it up one day, some like 15 years ago, and I was like, molecular electronics. Yeah, I've heard of this before somewhere. And then I started to increase my knowledge of moltronics. Prior to moltronics, molecular electronics, I was researching the micro-electromechanical systems, which were being referred to as embedded systems at the time. And embedded systems were to take over the world of technology. So anything that could combine with these MEMSs, micro electromechanical systems. For example, bodysuits that could be and are worn by soldiers. You would have these different devices embedded within the fabric that is the materials, these metamaterials, these suits that are in and of themselves metamaterials. You would have these other metamaterials, which would be the micro electromechanical systems, embedded systems, MEMS. So you would have wearables. Okay, so wearables became a market, and that market will continue to expand. You will be hearing more and more about the wearables market, where you live in, say, the inner city, right, in an urban environment. So you buy this like jacket or this like you get into this like bodysuit, and then it has like, I'm just saying, like maybe like a Geiger counter, like radiation detection. And listen, I'm not saying for like nuclear fallout or blast. Okay, that's extreme. But maybe you have a little Geiger counter in the event that there's like some increased solar activity, or it's just there, right? It's just there. And then you might have like water filtration, right? Some type of device that analyzes the water content. Does it contain lead, mercury, something like that? And this would all and will all be built into these materials, these metamaterials that you can purchase, these wearables, these jackets, these suits, these bodysuits. So that's where MEMS was when I started my research into MEMS. Then it became, on another level, IoT, Internet of Things. So if you have an understanding of IoT, my view is that IoT kind of sort of, in some respects, I don't want to say replaced or overshadowed, eclipsed, but clearly from Wikipedia, the fundamental difference, the distinction, differentiation is that micro electromechanical systems, it says, contain moving parts. Whereas Internet of Things, clearly we're talking about just lines of code. So IoT working in conjunction then with MEMS, micro electromechanical systems, just embedded systems. So embedded systems, IoT, you could and can take an entire household, building facility complex, and you can make it a smart building, a smart habitat, where these embedded systems are everywhere. So you don't just have a microwave now, and you don't just have a range, and you don't just have a refrigerator. You don't just have a commode that is the latrine, your toilet, your bathroom, your sink, your faucet, and your kitchen. You have all of these other types of devices that are doing all these different things, similar to applications on smartphones that do all these different things. But these are actual physical devices that will make the home a smart home, right? You talk to Alexa, it's a smart device, right? It's a micro electromechanical system in some respect, that it's a standalone, sometimes device, right? Like Siri for Google. You have Alexa, you have Siri. You talk into this, whatever, kind of like an oracle. You ask it questions. You ask it to do things. You talk into this orb, and then it controls the appliances within your home and the different devices within your home. So smart technology, smart homes, smart habitats, smart cities, MEMS, IoT. So the new Black Panther suit that I've seen for the upcoming movie, my God, man, if someone is going to be a superhero and have the latest, greatest, leading edge, bleeding edge, state-of-the-art technology embedded in one suit, that fucking suit is badass, man. That's some CIA level shit. That's some DARPA, IARPA fucking level shit, man. That's some Sam Fisher shit. Sam Fisher's dope. And so is Solid Snake from Metal Gear. If you're familiar with the video games Metal Gear and/or Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, and you're fans, or even just familiar and not necessarily fans, yo, that new That new Black Panther suit, that shit is on the level. So let's talk about real world superheroes in relation to Hollywood. So I've been doing some research about Seattle's league of real world superheroes. Some people may think that's corny. I don't think it's fucking corny at all. Some people, they've seen different shows about these people who put on these costumes, these superhero uniforms in different cities, and they go out into the neighborhoods and they fight crime. And some people may think, that's kind of wacky. It's kind of silly. I'm not really for vigilantism. I'm kind of against it. I just think that they should let the police do their work. Well, isn't that how it is in the comic books too? Let's talk about some real crime fighters, man. Let's check out Seattle's Echo organization. Seattle Real Superheroes, Echo. Google, I'm going to need you to motherfucking cooperate with me, okay? I need for you and Sycamore to play along. Seattle's Real Superheroes, Echo.
According to RLSH Wiki, Red Ranger is a real-life superhero in Seattle, Washington. He is a member of Echo.
Dope. So it says right here, Echo. ECHO. Man, isn't it amazing that we live in a world now with real superheroes? Man, life in this world are a trip, man. So, according to fandom, quote, Emerald City Heroes Organization is a group of real-life superheroes operating in the city of Seattle, Washington. End quote. Well, they need superheroes in Seattle because Seattle, I believe, is it's the second most dangerous city in America for property crimes. And it needs real-life superheroes. Phoenix Jones from Wikipedia. Quote, Phoenix Jones is an American real-life superhero. Initially wearing a ski mask. Hold on. Let's see. Born Benjamin John Francis Fedor, 1988 in Texas. He's an American real-life superhero, initially wearing a ski mask to intervene in a public assault. Fedor later developed a full costume and adopted Phoenix Jones as a pseudonym. From 2011 until its dissolution in 2014, Jones was the leader of Rain City Superhero Movement, a Seattle, Washington-based citizen patrol group that described itself as a crime prevention brigade. Jones without his mask in 2013, distributing flyers describing a wanted criminal. Okay, so he's 31 years old, nationality American, occupation, costume vigilante, WSOF fighter. Phoenix Jones disputes this label, mixed martial artist, known for confronting alleged lawbreakers while dressed in a superhero costume. Jones says the best way to prevent getting mistaken for a criminal by the police is to wear a supersuit. Although local police have expressed concern that the strange costumes have led to emergency calls from citizens who mistake the superheroes for criminals. Jones says that all members of Rain City Superhero Movement, the Rain City Superhero Movement, have a military or mixed martial arts background. Jones is also a mixed martial artist signed to World Series of Fighting, where he has fought at 2 catch weights, which included fighting his older foster brother, UFC Strike Force, and 1 championship fighter, Caros, C-A-R-O-S, Fedor. Adoption of persona. Jones says he wanted to take policing matters into his own hands after a few incidents changed his mind about Seattle. The first was when Jones says that his car was broken into and his son was injured after returning to the vehicle and falling on the broken glass. Jones was told that several people saw the break-in happen, but did not intervene. Later, Jones says that he encountered a friend being seriously assaulted outside a bar, and after calling 911, he put on the mask from the earlier break-in and made a commotion until the police showed up. And I thought, why didn't someone help him? There were 70 people outside the bar and no one did anything. Jones went on to develop a full costume and pseudonym when his crime-fighting behavior made him too recognizable. In a CBS News broadcast, Jones is shown entering a back room of an unnamed comic book store in which he changes into costume, which consists of a dragon skin brand, bulletproof vest, and stab plating, as well as equipment including a stun, baton, pepper spray or tear gas, handcuffs, and a first aid kit. Jones later became part of the Rain City superhero movement. In July 2011, police recorded 10 citizens patrolling the city in superhero costumes. Using the names Thorn, Buster Doe, Green Reaper, The Mantis, Gemini, No Name, Catastrophe, Thunder 88, Penelope, and Phoenix Jones. An individual using the pseudonym Red Dragon has also self-identified as being a member of the group. All right, so let's check out. Okay, Rex Velvet. In 2012, a video was released online by self-described supervillain Rex Velvet, criticizing Jones and his anti-crime efforts. Let's see. Injury. Jones reports being stabbed with a knife while trying to intervene with the drug dealer and a citizen, damaging part of his costume, which had to be repaired. He has told police that his ballistic vest helped stop a bullet during an incident in Tacoma. In 2011, Jones claims to have had his nose broken by an assailant while attempting to break up a fight, when one of the men pulled a gun on him while another one kicked him, breaking his nose. The incident was never reported to police and was treated by Jones' private doctor. Arrest record. Let me see. Seattle City Attorney Pete Holmes has called Jones a deeply misguided individual. In October 2011, Jones was arrested for investigation of assault after using pepper spray to break up an alleged fight. He spent approximately 7 hours in jail before posting the $3,800 bail. No charges were filed, and the case was dropped later that month. Jones appeared in court wearing a black and gray striped shirt over his costume on October 13, 2011. A court officer asked Jones to remove his mask, and he complied, putting the mask back on after the hearing. Jones then spoke with reporters and removed his mask again to reveal his identity as Ben Fedor. Awesome. Fedor stated that he would continue patrolling the city. Quote, "I will continue to patrol with my team probably tonight, October 13, 2011. In addition to being Phoenix Jones, I am also Ben Fedor, father and brother. I am just like everybody else. The only difference is that I try to stop crime in my neighborhood and everywhere else. I think I have to look toward the future and see what I can do to help the city." Hey man, listen, I give other names, alias Flat Top, Vigilante, nationality American, 6 foot 0 inches, 183 centimeters, 170 pounds, 77 kilograms, welterweight division, reach 71 inches, fighting out of Seattle, Washington, United States. Team AMC Kickboxing, years active 2006 to present, MMA. Total martial arts record. Wins 7, by knockout 1, by submission 4, by decision 2, losses 3, by decision 3, draws 1. So total is 11. Let's see. Amateur career, Ben Fedor began his amateur MMA career in December 2006. Over the next 4 years, he amassed a record of 15 wins and 2 losses as an amateur. Professional career. Fedor made his professional MMA debut in November 2013 for the Cage Warrior Combat promotion based in his native Washington state. Fedor is the youngest brother of Strikeforce and UFC veteran Karos Fedor. Let's see. On March 11, 2015, it was announced that Fedor had signed an exclusive contract with World Series of Fighting. Fedor made his debut at WSOF 20 on April 10, 2015, wanting to be known under his pseudonym Phoenix Jones. He faced Emmanuel Wallo and lost the fight via unanimous decision, his first loss in his professional career, leaving with a record of 5 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss. On September 18, for fucking professional, man, to have only 1 loss, dude, that's a fucking great record. On 18 September 2015, he rebounded with the rare head scissors submission win over Roberto Young at World Series of Fighting 23. What is that? Getje versus Palomino 2. All right. And then that's a matrix of all of his different fights, references, all the different references there. Okay. And then external links. Phoenix Jones YouTube channel with incident videos. Shout outs to Phoenix Jones. Straight up, man. No bullshit. I commend this guy for doing what he's doing, man. We need more real world superheroes, in my opinion. Listen, I'm not calling for folks to be vigilantes. Because people need to check with their own legal counsel, man, in terms of what's legal and what's not. So, based on what one Sir Grove is saying, I'm not saying go out there and become real world superheroes. I'm just saying that in an ideal world, it's my opinion that the world needs more crime fighters, more real world superheroes, and I mean that genuinely, sincerely. So let's see who's fighting crime in. Shout outs to Echo, ECHO from Seattle, Washington. Thank you for fighting crime in the community to help keep the balance. Let's see, in the continuum, space-time continuum. New York, real world superheroes. Right. See, culture tip. It says culture tip, New York City, quote, the real life superheroes defending New York City's culture trip. That's 2018. All right, so this is what superheroes are in New York. Those are a comic book. But the culture trip talks about actual superheroes. All right. Then the Daily Beast, it says right here, from 2016, New York City's real-life superhero civil war. Quote, Dark Guardian, the alter ego of Chris Pollock. Martial arts instructor by day, civilian watchdog by night. Dope. Okay. Now, there's a Wikipedia article on real-life superhero. There's a person who's actually, according to this Wikipedia article, is a person who dresses up. Oh, I thought they meant that it was an actual. I'm sorry. I thought they meant that there was a person who called, just like Captain Marvel, the female, the young woman character. I thought that real life superhero was the name of a real life superhero. It says a real life superhero, RLSH, is a person who dresses up in a superhero costume or mask in order to perform community service such as neighborhood watch or in some cases vigilantism. Early examples of this type of behavior are reported from the 1990s from, for example, Mexico City's Super Barrio Gomez, who in 1997 donned red tights and a red and yellow wrestler's mask in order to organize labor rallies, protest, and file petitions to prevent families from being evicted. Interesting. A real-life superhero community in the sense of an online subculture began to develop in the mid-2000s. All right, here's the list of notable real-life superheroes. Argentina, Australia, Canada. Who's in Canada? Polarman of Iqaluit, Nunavut, Shovel Snow. Sorry to the folks in Nunavut in Canada if I pronounced the name of that city in Nunavut incorrectly. It just says Iqaluit. Is it Iqaluit? Shovels snow off sidewalks and keeps playgrounds safe. Oh, that's Polar Man. Polar Man, I get it, as in the North Pole. Keeps playgrounds safe for children during the day and patrols the streets for criminals at night wearing a black balaclava, white pants, and snow boots. Dope. Arc of Toronto was featured in an article. Shout-outs to Polar Man! Arc of Toronto was featured in an article for Post Media News by Douglas Kwan in November 2011, who commented on his reasons and methods on being a real-life superhero. The Crimson... Okay, that's dope. That's dope. Shout-outs to the Arc of Toronto. Let's see. The Crimson Canuck of Windsor, Ontario, was also featured in the article by Kwan, as well as being interviewed on the radio station AM 800 by Arms Bummenlag? Pardon, sorry. And was featured in an article in the Toronto Sun. Shout outs to the Crimson Canuck. I like Canada, man. I love Canada. Then it says Thanatos, or Thanatos. I don't know how that's pronounced, but I'll have to look up some videos at some point. Of Vancouver, British Columbia. Dresses in a trench coat, skull and crossbones tie, and wide-brimmed hat while wearing a bulletproof vest as he distributes goods and goodwill to the homeless. The Catalysts Ontario, also known as the Justice Crew of Oshawa, is it Oshawa or Oshawa, Ontario, are a collection of individuals who patrol the streets at night, clean up local litter, and perform homeless outreach. Shout outs to Thanatos and the Catalysts Ontario, aka the Justice Crew of Oshawa or Oshawa, depending on how one pronounces that. Man, I like what these people are doing, man. This is dope. I need to do something like this. Quote, members include its founder Aftershock, Regulus, and the Nameless Crusader. That's dope. Shout outs to the Nameless Crusader. That's fucking tight, man. That shit is fresh. It says founder Aftershock, Regulus, and the Nameless Crusader. That's tight, dude. Lightstep is a mass patroller currently located in Montreal. Shout outs to Lightstep, Regulus, and the Nameless Crusader, and Aftershock, the founder. He is equipped with a bulletproof vest and a bag with first aid kit, needle collection containers, latex gloves, condoms, socks, gloves, and hats. Oh, look, China has the Red Bud woman assist the poor in Beijing, China. She has been seen several times wearing black tights and a blue mask, handing out food and warm clothing to the homeless. That's tight, man. Shit. Shout outs to the Red Bud woman in China. There's so many of them, man. So many countries. Y'all need to check out. I want to name them all, man, but there's so many. A real life superhero. Just go to Wikipedia and look up real life superhero, and you can scan through all the different countries. In Israel, Park Wayne is a superhero active in Jerusalem. His outfit and identity are mostly inspired by Batman and Spider-Man. He has roamed the streets of the city protecting drunks, people at risk, and the creative communities in Jerusalem since 2010. Nice. He was featured in an episode of The State of Jerusalem that followed him for a night in order to shed light on him. Shout outs to Park Wayne. That's so tight, man. There's so many countries. So many. There's Super Barrio in Mexico. There's man, this is so fucking rad. Let's see. United Kingdom. BBC reported on Angle Grinder Man, a British self-described wheel clamp superhero who claims to use an angle grinder to illegally cut wheel clamps off vehicles which have been clamped in by police and parking officials in Kent and London. Police indicate that they have received no word or complaint of his actions. Of course not. Who would fucking complain, man? People get their wheels clamped and shit by the police. This dude comes in and cuts that shit off. Ain't nobody gonna complain about that shit. The newspaper, This Is Local London, featured in an article on SOS whose real name is Steve Sale, a UK superhero who gate crashed the premiere of the film Kick-Ass in April 2010. Night Warrior, whose real name is Roger Hayhurst, wears a costume and attempts to break up fights in the Salford area, or Salford. His mother has expressed concern for his safety. The Statesman is a superhero who patrols the streets of Birmingham, wearing a mask, Union Jack shirt, and dark trousers. That's dope. I like that shit. Reports of his effectiveness are mixed. In August 2011, the BBC reported on Shadow, whose real name is Ken Andre, who patrols in Yeovil. A vigilante known as Bromley Batman has been seen in the in preposition isn't supposed to be there. It's just supposed to say has been seen by. It should just say has been seen by excuse me, several witnesses to have saved people from knife-wielding gangs and muggers in South in South London. His activities have been reported as far as Cornwall. Shout-outs to Bromley Batman in South London. And shout-outs to Ken Andre, a.k.a. Shadow. Shout-outs to the Statesman. Shout-outs to Roger Hayhurst, a.k.a. Night Warrior. Shout-outs to Steve Sale. And wait, hold on. Who is Steve Sale? I know I just read that. Featured in an okay. Who gate crashed. It says the newspaper, This is Local London, featured in an article on SOS, whose real name. Shout outs to Steve Sale, aka SOS. And shout outs to the angle grinder man for taking them fucking them wheel clamps and shit off vehicles. Cause that shit ain't kosher to have them wheel clamps on wheels and shit of vehicles and such. So, yeah, man, this shit is amazing, man. This shit is amazing. But hold on, where the fuck is New York? Okay, we got one right here. We got, so San Francisco. It says San Francisco's Night Bug and Rock and Roll, a husband and wife team from the San Francisco Bay Area, co-founded the California Initiative as a branch of the Initiative Collective. Okay, I like that, man. I used to live out in that area, man. Shout-outs to Night Bug and Rock and Roll. Shout-outs to Moon Dragon and the Watchman patrolling out there in Milwaukee, according to Wikipedia as of 2019. Then there's Terrifica, is a New York city-based woman who patrols bars and parties in an effort to prevent inebriated women from being taken advantage of by men. Since the mid-1990s, she has donned a mask, blonde wig, red boots, and cape. Perhaps, in her words, women need to be protected from themselves. Shout-outs to Terrifica. In 2010, the Viper was stopped by police in Columbia, Tennessee for patrolling the streets after midnight in a black and green mask and costume. He claimed that he was just a guy trying to do what was right in tights. Nice. Dragonheart is a bilingual, real-life superhero who operates in Miami. Portland, Oregon. Zeta Man patrols the streets in a minivan giving help to the homeless. Dark Guardian of New York, whose real name is Chris Pollock, has patrolled the streets of New Jersey since the age of 19. He has also patrolled Greenwich Village after attacks on the gay community and planned to launch a school for younger children to teach them superhero values. Shout-outs! Shout-outs to Dark Guardian of New York, Zeta Man of Oregon, Dragonheart of Miami. Is that? Yes, Miami. And the Viper of Columbia, Tennessee. Man, see, this shit, man, is fucking legit in my book, man. I need to come up with the vigilante. I need to come up with the vigilante platform, man. I gotta get down with it, man. I gotta be part of it. Man, I think I'm gonna be about that life, man. I'm gonna be about that. I've always wanted to do some shit like that. Fuck it, why not? You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to come up with a uniform. I'm gonna have to get some equipment. I have to save up some money. What do y'all think I'm playing the stock market for, man? What do y'all think I'm playing the stock market for? Come on, man. There's a method to Mr. One Sir Grove's madness.